Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is your boy Tim, aka the Frugal Travel Guru, back with another Greyhound bus video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about things that I recommend that you bring on the Greyhound bus with you when you're taking a Greyhound bus trip. Now, I've done similar videos in the past, but in today's video, I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to actually go online, hop over to Amazon.com, and show you examples of what I'm talking about. I figured that would be easier than me just sitting here talking about the stuff. Why not actually show you what I'm talking about, and then have the links in the description box below if you want to visit Amazon and buy these things or check them out for yourself. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I always recommend that you bring on a Greyhound bus trip is a backpack. Okay, that's one of my number one tips, and I just think it's a lot easier to travel with a backpack than with like suitcases. Now, if you have a lot going on and like if you're moving via the Greyhound bus, well then okay, like you gotta, take some suitcases. But if you're just running down to grandma's or running down to visit friends, or you're going to a game in another city or something, I think a backpack is the way to go. Even if maybe you have to use a backpack in conjunction with, excuse me, some other luggage, I think a backpack is always, your best bet if that works for you. And one of the things about backpacks is there are so many different varieties. I mean, you can have a duffel bag type. You can have this kind of more like standard carry-on looking backpack. You get these fold up kind of a little flimsier, but they still get the job done. I have one like this that I've had for 5 years going on. Here's one that is like the standard type backpack. We'll look at this one. And one of the reasons I really like backpacks is because of like the compartments, like with standard luggage. A lot of times, say, excuse me, you want to say you're at a Greyhound station and you need to pull something out of your bag. You got to open up the whole bag, be rummaging around in there trying to find what you're looking for. When it comes to like backpacks, there's all these different, compartments. And you can, put different things together in different compartments. Like me, a lot of times I'll put in, say, like this compartment here, the stuff I know I'm going to want to get to throughout my trip. And then in these other compartments here, maybe I'll put stuff I know I'm not going to need to get to. And one of the things you can do is you can buy luggage locks and lock these compartments. So these compartments, I might put like my really valuable electronics I'm not going to need during my trip. Maybe if I have some jewelry, something like that. Maybe if I have some cash I don't want to keep on my person, I might hide it in one of these, and then I lock it. That way I know nobody's getting into them. Even if my backpack's on my back, they can't get to it. And then I might leave this compartment unlocked. And then that'll be the compartment I get into when I need something. Also, one of the things I love about backpacks is the ability you can put in the overhead bin, hold it in your lap, put it under the seat. When you get to meal stops, we've all been on buses where, maybe the people sitting around us, we didn't trust, and like they were staying on the bus. It's kind of hard to lug your standard luggage off the bus and take it into the McDonald's with you at a meal break. But in a backpack, no one's going to think twice. You just take it, from the overhead bin, throw it on your back, and yeah, no one's going to think twice. And so I love backpacks because it kind of allows me to take my luggage with me at all times if I'm nervous about the people on the bus around me. This is a backpack here on Amazon. They've got a bunch of them. But I mean, you can run down to the local Walmart, thrift store, maybe even, I was about to say Dollar Tree, but I don't know if they sell, I don't know if you want a Dollar Tree backpack. I think it'll probably disintegrate. Shop around, find a good backpack. I say $20 price point, $30 price point is a good price for a good backpack. And then you can keep it and use it in your daily life as well. Next, for some people, you have more luggage than will fit in a backpack. I recommend still trying to go with like a carry-on size bag. Like a full-size bag is just I see people with these huge, crazy, heavy, huge bags on Greyhound. One of the things is they end up being overweight and they have to pay more. And that's always a hassle at the desk. And then two, it's just a pain getting it under the bus, and it's just a pain lugging it around the station, and they always are trying to get it on the bus on the bus. The guy's like, you got to put that under. I say go with the carry-on size bag. I'm a big fan of like these shell type bags because they seem to have a harder, outside surface, harder shell. So it's less likely for things, when it's getting flung around under the bus, less likely for stuff to damage your things on the inside. But I mean, even something like this, where you get a combination, a 2-piece set for $34, it's probably not going to be, the bag that's going to last 20 years. But I mean, you get a small bag like that, you get, so it's just shop around and find a carry-on bag. Get the most for your money, basically. Different people like different things. Some people like wheels on their carry-on bag. Some people don't. Just shop around, find what you like. I recommend something like, something like this, or like this, something like this. Nobody else is going to have this bag. When I'm on Greyhound, I've mentioned I like to tie something around my bag to differentiate it from everybody else's bags, because I have like a standard blue suitcase when I use a suitcase. Get you a bag that looks crazy, excuse me, that no one else is going to have. Get you a crazy looking polka dot gang member. I don't know. Sick hippo. I don't know. Whatever. Get you something crazy that nobody else. Yeah. Go with this. Go with this. They might not even let you on the bus with that. I don't know. Get you something crazy nobody else is gonna have. That way, when you're looking out the window, you'll see what you'll know when they put your bag on the bus. Also, if you see somebody running off with your zebra print from 70s porn bags, you're gonna know, and you can be like, hey, so get you a weird bag that nobody else is gonna have. It will help, and it's for peace of mind. It's really for peace of mind. All right, moving on. Next thing I recommend is a water bottle, and I definitely will say, even though I'm gonna link to a water bottle, and we're gonna look at kind of this one. Don't buy a water bottle off Amazon. Go to the Dollar Tree. Go to the Family Dollar, the Dollar General. Walmart even has them for cheap. You can don't pay more than like $3 for a water bottle. But you need to have a water bottle. You want to have fluids and liquids with you. Okay. I did a video the other day where I was reading Greyhound bus reviews, and one of the reviews talked about the bus broke down and they were stranded for 9 hours with no food, no water. It's not Greyhound's responsibility to bring you, to have food and water for you. When the bus breaks down, yeah, it'd be nice if they had a little aguas for you, but it's not the responsibility. So always have a water bottle. Every time you stop at a meal stop or a station, fill your water bottle up. Always have some liquids. If you prefer soda or whatever, I say go with water. I don't know. No alcohol. I know some of y'all aren't going to listen. You're going to bring alcohol because you're drunks, whatever. But no, just bring water. Because sometimes you just really want some water, so don't get caught in a situation where it's hours and you have nothing to drink. Also too, sometimes if the bus is running late, they might skip a meal stop. I've seen this happen because they're trying to make up time, and a lot of times the driver will be like, hey, would y'all rather make your next connection or stop here at the Arby's? So they might skip a meal break. That's another 2 hours without water. So bring a water bottle. But like I said, get you a nice cheap one. Do not buy one off Amazon. Unless you really want to spend $8 on a water bottle. Cool. All right. Next thing, moving on. Travel blanket. This is a big one. Travel blanket. The bus will invariably, that word, be either too hot or too cold. And I feel like it usually errs on the side of too cold. Okay, so bring your little travel blanket. What is this, $10? It's well worth it. It's well worth it. You can roll it up, have it in your backpack, have it in your luggage, or just have it under your arm when you get on the bus. Like, it's not heavy, but it is definitely worth it to have something. You can use it as a pillow. I'm not big on those travel pillows that go around your neck. Get you a travel blanket. You can use that as a blanket. If it's hot on the bus and you don't need it, use it as a pillow. You also can use it as like a shield against the person, against the stank person sitting next to you. It's like just throw that blanket over you and keep that funk off of you. Money well spent. They will sell these at certain Greyhound stations, but they're like double price, so don't buy them there. I think this is a good price. The price here on Amazon, that's probably $8.99 to $10.99 is a good price. But yeah, bring your travel blanket. And yeah, It's some money really well spent. Moving on. Snacks. Snacks, people. This goes back to what I was talking about. Being on the bus, you always want to have your own food. You want to have your own water. You also want to have your own food. This does not have to be expensive. These are just some examples. You can go to Walmart or wherever and get these variety packs of whatever type of food you like. Not Easy Mac. You can't bring Easy Mac on the bus. I'm sure people have tried it. But, you can get you some chips, some fruit snacks, whatever. Just get you a jumbo pack, something like this, different chips or something. And just stuff a bunch of them in your backpack, in your bag, excuse me. And just kind of have emergency food. A lot of times I'll take food with me. I end up not even eating it, but I just like knowing I have it. Or I might eat I might bring 5 bags of chips. I might eat 2 on a 2-day trip. A lot of times I don't use it, but it is good to have your own food. You never know what's going to happen on the bus. Like I said, bus might break down. You might miss some meal stops. You might be asleep at the meal stop. You might get to the station and the vending machine is just way too expensive, or the food place is closed down. So always have some spare food. Spend $10 on some spare food. The peace of mind alone is good. And you also have something to snack on, munch on throughout your trip. Maybe a hot girl will sit next to you. You can offer her some Cheez-Its. I don't know. It's just good to have extra food. All right, moving on. Here's a big one. A portable charger. The power outlets on the Greyhound bus will not always work. It will work on the other side of the bus that you're not sitting on. It won't be It won't be working on your side. Okay? Or the whole bus, it won't work. People will bother the driver. She won't know what to do about it. It's not her problem. Spend your $20. You can find some of these cheaper. I see a lot of these in the checkout line at Walmart. On the side over there, all the impulse buy stuff. Where they try to get that last little bit of your money. A lot of these, spend the money. Have your little portable charger. That way, your phone's not going to run down, or your iPad or whatever, your tablet, whatever. There are charging stations in the station, which are usually your best bet for charging your phones. But if you think about it, thousands of people come to those stations every day. That's a lot of plugging going in and out. In those plugs, a lot of those banks are half of the times they don't work. A lot of times the plugs are reamed out. You plug your plug and it falls out. A lot of times they're in weird places where you really don't want to stand next to 5 other people charging their phone. So sometimes you can find a plug on the bus, or you'll find a nice charging bank at the station, but just have one of these as a backup, just have one of, have one of those as a backup so that peace of mind, and so that if you get down to 3%, one of these things are good for, they'll charge your phone back up, but a lot of times they're good for maintaining the charge. So if your phone's at 20%, plug it in and it'll maintain it. You can stay doing whatever you're doing on your phone and it'll maintain it at that same 20% till you get somewhere to recharge it. So definitely money well spent, a portable charger. And there's all different types. There's flat ones, round ones that, all these amperhertz and mega jerks, and you can get you a nice swanky one if you want. But I say go with the cheap one because you are on the Greyhound bus and it might get stolen. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of stealing and and safety, I've been very vocal in the past about saying not bringing weapons on the Greyhound bus. However, I got to thinking and just interacting with people who've talked to me about going on Greyhound trips. If you are concerned about your personal safety and you do want to have a little something extra for peace of mind, don't bring your Draco on the bus with you. Don't bring a big old stick. Don't bring, a Bowie knife. Don't bring that switchblade or that butterfly. Don't bring anything that is obviously illegal, especially crossing state lines. Get you a little pepper spray joint, $10. They have cheaper ones on here. Something small. You can throw it in your bag. Excuse me. You can throw it in your bag. You can throw it in your purse. And just never touch it unless you need it. You can have it in your pocket. This little bitty thing, this thing will fit in your pocket, or on your keychain. Very small. You probably will never have to use it, but it's there if you need it. And it's the type of self-defense. I don't even want to say weapon, but self-defense option that you're probably not going to get in trouble for. If somebody runs down on you and you spray them with pepper spray, when the police get there, you're probably not going to get in trouble. However, if you use a gun or a knife or something, you probably will. Even if it was self-defense, there's going to be a problem. But with pepper spray, you're probably, so I'm not really sure what the rules are on Greyhound about having pepper spray. Like I said, leave it in your purse, leave it in your bag. Don't use it unless you absolutely have to. But just have it there for peace of mind if you want. $9, $10, just so you know you got some form of protection while you're on the bus. And finally, something that you could maybe bring, maybe not bring, kind of goes along with the the travel blanket thing. But I recommend a hoodie or a light jacket. Once again, the bus is going to be too hot, too cold. Okay. And keep in mind, if you're on a long trip, it's going to be different buses. It's not like you're just going to be on one bus. So you want to have something that you can throw on or off to keep you warm. And also too, just traveling to different states, depending on how long your trip is, you might end up in a different climate. So it might be, you might come from Florida where it's nice and hot, and you might end up in Chicago somewhere. And you may not want to lug around a huge jacket. So just have a little hoodie or a light jacket, and it does very well on the bus. It can double as a pillow as well. Throw it on, put the hood on, throw the hoodie on if you want to go to sleep. If it's hot, ball it up, use it as a pillow. And it's just good to have in case the weather turns, Maybe you're walking around outside the Greyhound station, which I don't recommend unless it's daylight and it's a good neighborhood. And it starts raining. This wasn't a Greyhound trip, but on an Amtrak trip, I was in Washington, D.C. on a layover exploring, and the bottom dropped out. All my clothes got soaked. If I had a hoodie or a jacket or something to put on, it would have got soaked, but at least I could have taken that off and dried it out, as opposed to just my shirt and everything being soaked through. So it's just, a little hoodie, $11, money well spent. Because the temperatures vary, and you want to have clothing that you can take on or put on. Take off or put on, excuse me. You don't want to just have a big shirt, and then when the bus gets hot, what are you going to do with it? So I recommend just bring a little hoodie. You can throw it in your luggage when you don't need it. Anyway, those are what are those, 8 Greyhound travel essentials that I recommend. There's more, but I didn't want to make this a 800-minute video. Like I said, links will be in the description box below. So any of the stuff we talked about, just check them out. I feel like there was one on here I missed. I know there was one. Wait, hold on. No, I guess we gonna get ghetto. And there was one I really wanted to recommend. Bear with me, folks. The last one I want to recommend. I know I put this window up. I don't know what happened to it. I guess I deleted it by accident. Bring you some wet wipes. Okay? I have to add this one because it's very important. And you definitely don't buy one of these, 20-pack boxes or whatever. You can go to Walmart, Dollar Store, and buy the little small 20-pack, whatever. Bring you some wet wipes. They will work wonders for keeping you clean on your Greyhound bus trip. Trust me. After so many hours, especially if you're on a long trip that's days, have you some wet wipes. Go in the bathroom at the station, not on the bus. Go in the bathroom at the station if it's clean, or the bathroom at one of the meal stops or bathroom breaks. Go in there with your wet wipes. Hit your sensitive areas. Get that funk up out of there. Get that funk up out of there, because it hits you. I mean, you mean I consider myself a very clean person. One of the problems I have with a long Greyhound bus trip is that I end up being funky by the end of it, and I hate being funky. So bring some wet wipes. Clean yourself up at regular intervals. Trust me, you'll feel better. The person sitting next to you will feel better. Bring you some wet wipes. $2. You can buy a pack that'll last you your whole trip. Anyway, now we're finally done. I just had to throw that wet wipes in there because it's very important. You have any questions, please leave them in the comment box below. If you have any suggestions, any travel essentials for Greyhound that I missed that you use, please put them in the comment box below. Check the description for my social medias, all these links, as well as some other cool stuff I've got thrown in there. Thank you for watching. Talk to y'all later. Enjoy your travels.